Alright, hi there. My name is Alina. I am a student, and I'm a huge fan of business. Like, absolute fan. During this time, actually, I've been trying to start my own business, which takes a lot of information. It's hard to kind of gather all the resources and information that you need, etc., etc. But there is this book. It's called The Business Model Generation. I'll zoom that in if you could see that. So this book kind of explains the step-by-step notions in how to develop an effective business. As you can see, this book is quite lengthy. I've got quite a few sticky notes in here. And yeah, it takes a bit of time. So what I'm going to do is, throughout these next few videos, I'm going to summarize this book and the most important key information that you need so that it can save you time. So, I hope you go on this adventure with me. Let's do it. Alrighty. So, first things first, when we're starting our business model, we need to figure out who is our customer segment. In other words, who are we selling things to? Who is our target audience? And for instance, who is going to want and appreciate the value in which you're giving out to them? So, even the questions given in this book, which are very well formulated, are for whom are we creating value and who are our most important customers. So, in other words, like I mentioned, you have to find your target audience, right? And so there are around 5 different target audiences in which you can do, or segments or blocks, should I say. So the first one is the mass market. The mass market is simply just marketing it to everyone. Just plain out. Let's just say everyone should come in, everyone should love it, etc., etc. It's not as used anymore today because it's not very effective anymore. It's marketing it to everyone is almost like saying you're marketing it to no one because they're not just going to be interested enough. So that's why it is used in some companies and it is effective in some ways, but usually it's not used anymore. The next thing, this one is actually very popular in today's day and age, is the niche market. Simply figuring out who exactly you're targeting and what their characteristics are like, what are their buying habits, what are this, that, like every teeny information you know about them to specifically customize something towards them. And this actually makes very profitable companies at this point. The next thing is called segmented markets. Segmented markets is just a group of people in which carry similar characteristics. So for instance, it's usually split into 3 categories. One of them is geographics, psychographics, and behavioral tendencies. So geographics, let's just say, is simply living within a specific environment or location, region. They have different influences, let's just say, that are either environmental influences or cultural that really affect that region. So companies try to specialize on that. Then there's psychographics, let's just say, basically what are their favorite activities in which they partake in that given region. So for instance, in British Columbia, there's a huge notion for camping and hiking, and people are extremely interested in that kind of stuff, which means that there's another niche market that they can do that instead of, let's just say, in Ontario, that wouldn't be just as prominent because we don't have those mountains and that nature is similar as it is in British Columbia. And then there are behavioral tendencies, which actually focus a lot on the cultural stuff. So how one region, let's just say, carries a certain culture. Let's just say, imagine living in Texas and then moving to New York. The culture is completely different. So you're going to market each thing effectively. The next thing is diversified. So diversified is, let's just say, let me give you an example because it's going to be a lot easier. For instance, Kellogg's. Kellogg's, that cereal company, right? That's huge, right? But they cover a lot of different segments to a certain extent. Just say they cover the healthy eaters, they cover the junk eaters, they cover the kids section, etc., etc. And so we don't know actually that it belongs into one section. It's just we think it's a bunch of different things, but they're targeting very, very, very different people. The last thing is the multi-sided platform. This one is an interesting one I actually never heard about. But a platform basically is like Google. It's just like Facebook. It's just like Instagram. Even Snapchat in today's day and age. And what it does, it basically, it's a target audience, for instance, that like they would place different advertisements into a particular, let's just say, newspaper or social media website or Google or whatever, in which specifically target the audiences using that platform. And coincidentally, that's actually how those platforms like Facebook, that's how they earn money. So for instance, you're targeting towards moms, right? So they will find, let's just say, the searches of moms or the searches of these type of characters, and they will place the advertisements within what people search the most or within who they are, etc., etc. And that's actually how they earn money from that, basically by getting the money from those companies who are trying to advertise to those moms, which are on Facebook for free. Okay, so we're done the first segment. Let's go on to the next one.